Okay, so I've never done this before. Bear with me. This is what I look like after 8 hours of baking myself and doing landscaping. So I'm taking a walk barefooted in my little neighborhood with my poi ball and with my bare feet so that I can ground. The lights almost look like the moon or something. Okay, so I've never done this. Walking and busting, busting the ball for the past, I don't know, 35 minutes. And my absolute favorite time of day, sunrise, sunset, and dusk. So I'm trying to show you, you can't really tell. Dusk, in dusk, everything looks like that artwork that used to be popular like 100 years ago, where they did the little shadow cutouts, silhouettes like the cameo jewelry looked. I don't know what the name for that is, but at this time of night, and it's not quite yet, but everything starts to just look like this really cool outline around the trees and the building, and it makes everything seem so incredibly surreal and magical, especially with no shoes on. I really had that ball going fast. I was not thinking about making a video when I got incredibly out of breath. And I really don't know how to hold this because I don't have one of those sticks or anything like that. But anyway, so, and I have my earplugs in, so hopefully I'm not screaming at you. We'll see dusk in a minute. I don't know. Sorry about that bouncing around. We'll see dusk in a minute. I'm not sure how that'll show up on camera, as I've never taken a walk with you guys. So there's this giant church and school over here. Which way to go? Which way to go? Not that way. Not that way. All right, I'll show you in a minute. And I was walking up here the other night, and I've seen it from afar, but this garden is so beautiful at the Catholic Church. So there's a giant school, a rectory, and a huge Catholic church. It takes up the entire block, and it's just around the corner from my house. And I've never walked up there at dusk. For those just joining, hello, welcome. Wow, firefly just zoomed by my face. I don't know if you saw that. But this garden is amazing, and I'm going to show you guys this. The trees out here, how big these trees are. It's so awesome. But there's a part of this um, yard up here, this garden between the church entrance. Well, I guess it's actually the church entrance itself. And they have a statue. I want to say it's Mary, unless it's Guadalupe. I'm not sure. Forgive me if I'm saying that wrong. I was raised Catholic, but it didn't stick. I took the best fundamental parts of it and let the rest go. I guess my comments aren't on. I don't care. Let me try to not lose my um, let me try to not lose my headset. All right, hello and welcome to my walk. Um, I should turn this around just for a second to show you this. Who knows if I'll be able to get it back, but we'll see. Okay, hold on. Okay, this church, this is what I mean by dusk. It's not quite dusk, but everything just like looks like this incredible, um, amazing cutout artwork like you would do in art class. Okay, so this is 5 stories tall here. Absolutely amazing. So, obviously, there's not anybody in church at this hour. I like to walk up the steps, which were, for some reason, cautioned off with caution tape. Thank you for joining me on my walk. I'm going to try not to step on any tree branches or rocks and scream in your ear. um, but this is such a cool spot up here. I normally will run up the steps. They were closed last night. Um, and I'm going to turn this around and show you this incredible church. Just absolutely stunning. The camera makes it look actually a lot lighter here than it actually is, but this church is something else. Now, whether you believe in organized religion or Catholicism, it doesn't really matter. The energy of people praying in this church. I don't know how long this church has been here, but Northside was established, I think, in 1820 or 1844. Okay, we're going to turn this back around for a second. Hopefully I'm not making you seasick or car sick or anything. Oh, good, the steps are open. Okay, let's take a little run up the steps into the cathedral. This place is so big. There's three sets of doors here to get in. Anyways, Catholic or not, I love the vibe of this church. And let me show you my little space. I've never seen this before. So there's this enclosure. I want to say it's Guadalupe, not not the Virgin Mary. But honestly, it's not lit up enough for me to see the face. But last night when I came up here, such an incredible garden. Let me turn this around for a second. Hopefully you guys are not getting seasick. Okay, this garden is so beautiful. But back here, look what I found. Looky what I found. This is so cool, you guys. As a landscaper, too, this is really cool to me. I know, it's almost dark, so you can't see how cool the landscaping is. But the landscaping is not the reason I brought you here anyway. But I guess they always keep these candles lit. Okay, so here's the face. If you can, let's see if I can get it without the light. There you go. This is such a cool place. So this is all stone and I have no shoes on, so you can completely ground. And hands are in prayer with what looks like a chaff of wheat. But there are greens in there and some sort of offering, and for some reason it looks like there's a kid's sippy cup in there. But they keep these candles lit. And I just came up here with no shoes yesterday and just stood on this stone. And it was so very cool to just sit here completely by myself on these stone steps with the Virgin Mary or whomever this is. It doesn't matter what the name is, the energy is amazing. The stone, the nature, all the thought and care that went into everything that is this garden, and then this little spot here to meditate. Well, I guess the candles just burn 24/7, I'm not sure. Life is a lot right now, and it's going to pick up in a very expedient way because we have an election coming this year that's going to be election of all elections, and as you guys probably know, I haven't been paying attention to any of it. So I was very shocked when I went to the car dealership, because what do they tell you in business? I mean, I guess depending on what you do for a living, but in business they always tell you don't discuss religion or politics or any of that stuff. So I get in the car to test drive this car, and the guy starts talking about the election and Biden, and I was really blown away. And that just gave me a little bit of foreshadowing that's telling me
people are going to have a hard time biting their tongue. Salespeople should never talk about politics or religion. That's what they say. Me as a salesperson, I'll talk to anybody about anything because I always just gauge where they are and what they would like to have a discussion about. So we know it's going to get very emotional and and um, and very amped up. I try to get outside every day um, with no shoes on to ground. And I know, and the older generation, starting in the 60s, they were always walking around barefoot and hugging trees. And so a lot of people attributed that to some, pseudoscience or make believe. But they actually know now that the body holds on to the frequency, right? So the body holds on to microwave energy. That's why you shouldn't be eating microwave food. It holds on to cell phone energy, Wi-Fi energy, all kinds of dirty electricity. And if you take your shoes off and walk around, um, on the ground, obviously, but also through the sidewalk, you can also pull that um, energy straight out of the body. Okay, so what's the difference? If you remember when you were a child and you played outside for hours and hours and hours, and by the time you got in bed, you went right to sleep, that's the difference of no Wi-Fi and clearing your body before you go to sleep. So if I walk around with shoes, this is like the last thing I'm going to do before I shower and go to bed. If you walk around with no shoes, you will go right to sleep. I don't care what's going on in your life, what your stress level is, anything. It's really important to get that out of your system. It's imperative. And to release some of that incredible charge, right, that's in our body as we go forward every day, especially so we clear ourselves at night. The body is detoxifying and regenerating and rejuvenating and resetting and realigning itself every night. So if you can take the time to go shoeless wherever you are, on the sand, on the sidewalk, you can ground right through the sidewalk as long as it's not blacktop, because you cannot ground through blacktop. But ground wherever and whenever you can. Now today I wore sandals to landscape in, and if I needed to do anything too crazy, I was going to change over to my gym shoes and other stuff that I had in the car. So essentially like Birkenstocks is what I was wearing to work. And I actually worked in those Birkenstocks for 8 hours today. I shoveled in them, and the entire time I was at work, I'm left-handed, but I always shovel with my right foot. I don't know. I'm ambidextrous. So the left foot was grounding all day. And anytime I wasn't shoveling, I would take both shoes off and ground. So I wanted to show you this sacred little space and how cool it is. We're in the lights now, so you can't see it. But how absolutely cool it is to just see. I know you can't see me, I don't really care. I'm a mess anyway, but how cool it is when you can just see a little bit of light around the trees. And unfortunately, for whatever reason, the cell phone makes it a lot lighter than it is. I don't know what your guys' weather has been like, but our weather, I don't know, it's kind of like maybe Colorado in the dead of summer or something. But it's just been amazing, like 75, 80 during the day and 55, 60 at night. It's been incredibly, incredibly awesome. Keep yourself grounded in whatever way you can, because there's a lot coming, as we know, and there's a lot going on. If people are that fired up about the election already that a salesperson trying to sell a brand new car can't keep his lips zipped, you can imagine what people are going to be like in your family, in your friend circle, your coworkers, all the places we're told. And it's not that I don't have an opinion on it. I feel like you should be able to talk to anybody about anything that they're willing to talk about. But I'm just saying that it's a known thing we don't discuss religion or politics at work. And yet someone's trying to sell me a brand new car and they're going on and on about the election. Who knows? I could have been voting the other direction. And if that would have been the case, most people would have just not bought the car, went somewhere else and bought the car because the guy was talking about, the election. So who knows? But I was taking a walk, I was grounding. I just wanted to show you um, how cool of a spot this was. Oh, wow, look at this. I don't know if you're going to be able to see this. Oh, you can't really see it. The camera makes everything so much lighter. The moon is just a little sliver over there. Huh. Spaceship moon. Space station moon. As they call it on Ancient Aliens, space station moon. So anyway, recharge, regenerate, rejuvenate in whatever way um, pleases you. As you know, I've recently taken on the phrase, "It no longer pleases me, take it away," which I stole from a 90-year-old client. Um, we planted, I know, Danny planted some trees in her yard last year and some bushes, and she says this year, "Take it away, Daniel, it no longer pleases me." And I thought, wow, that's great. Anything I don't want, I'll just say, "Take it away, it no longer pleases me." So, uh, just thought, you guys, I've never taken a walk with you guys, so I just thought I would share my walk with you. It's so much fun holding this cell phone up, and I have a blurry face. I wish that the camera would just show you how beautiful it is out here at dusk, but it's just not doing it. It's just not doing it. I have cords. I have cords falling everywhere. Let's run up this hill. I love to run, but I don't run when it's hot, so. Wow, this is so beautiful. I mean, where I really wish you could just see how beautiful this is. And yes, I live in the middle of the city, but you sure wouldn't know it, would you? Just trees, trees, trees. I'm right in between two huge nature preserves. So I just want to be here to remind you to stay calm and stay chill and take away anything that no longer pleases you and have fun, right? You're looking for your mission, you're looking for your other half, you're looking for your lover, you're looking for the reason you came here. The reason you came here was to expand your consciousness by being in joy, not expanding it by studying, not expanding it by talking to a million people or dating a million people, but expanding your consciousness just by getting to know who you really are, right? So, in order to give to someone else, or get in return what you want from someone else, you have to know yourself and give yourself exactly what you want. You cannot get that from another person until you know exactly who you are. All right? So, stay beautiful, stay calm, stay chill, be prepared for a little mixed bag of anything and everything. And speaking of mixed bags, I really suggest having a to-go bag, and also having a list that if you had 5 minutes or 10 minutes before you had to take a little road trip, that you would know exactly what you needed. I ran this experiment before because I thought, I'm so low maintenance, I know I can get out of the house in 5 to 6 minutes, but a little birdie said, but wait, there's more. Because what I wasn't expecting in that 5 or 6 minutes was my neighbor to knock on the door and want to introduce me to her grandkids and ask if she could borrow paintbrushes and all that. So that was fine. It wasn't an emergency. This was just a test for me to see how fast I could get out of the house. But what I want to tell you is the fact that there was the introduction to the grandchildren and asking for art supplies and all that, I got distracted. And that's why I say have a list of whatever you need. Because I'm spinning. Whenever you get distracted, you're going to forget what you're doing if someone knocks on your door. And if there is a and when there is the possibility that you may have to go somewhere on super short notice, let's say it as positively as we can, you are going to be distracted because your mother's going to call and check on you. Your siblings might be calling to check on you. Your friends from Facebook might be calling to ask you if it's the apocalypse. Just kidding. Um, but the distractions, have a bag so you can be able to go anywhere you need to go in 5 minutes. Have a bag and have a list of whatever else it is that you need. It's a really good idea. I'm not saying anything crazy is going to happen, but there are always those circumstances in life where you need to be prepared. Okay? Even for a power outage. Now, let me tell you something. We've had the most gorgeous weather I've ever seen. Like I said, it's just like Colorado here. So, why does the power keep going out? Okay, the power's gone out every other day here. I want to say for 9 days in a row. Now, it doesn't stay out, it goes off and then comes right back on. But still, I would need a plan, I would need a list, I would need a bag, okay, if anything like that happened. When you live in the city, you never know how many people are just going to the corner store for a bag of chips and a pop for dinner. Okay, so if the power is out for a day or two, some situations are going to be uncomfortable. Be prepared for that. I wish this would show up. How beautiful it really is. The phone's making it so much lighter. Anyway, thank you for taking a walk in my neighborhood. Be prepared and be relaxed and be chill. The only way you're going to get the car you want, the husband you want, the job you want, the yard you want, the tree you want, the dog you want, whatever it is to know exactly what you want. You can't get what you want when you don't know what it is. And you won't know what it is unless you know yourself. Okay? So, I mean, the silliest of examples. Let's say you've always wanted a dog and you're going to go get a dog. If you don't walk or you don't have a farm, then you shouldn't get any animal that's a herder or that needs to walk 3 times a day, okay? Get a dog that doesn't ever want to take a walk. Get a dog that's a lap dog or a purse dog or something. But I'm just saying, everything in life is that way too. You have to know yourself, your lifestyle, what's healthy for you so you can pick the appropriate pet, pick the appropriate fill in the blank, whatever you need, whatever you want, whatever you desire. You have to know yourself and know what you want in order to get that. There's never been a more precious and important time to know what it is that you want. Okay? You have to know what you want. Clarity, shoes off, in the water, in the sand, in the mud, on the sidewalk, whatever your options are. Notice how quiet it is because, on my last house on Virginia Avenue, constantly there was honking and sirens and everything else. And I'm on one of the main drags and it's incredibly quiet and incredibly peaceful. Dare I walk under this tree? Some of these trees have little shells and stuff on the ground that are like walking on glass. The squirrels throwing them down or something. So, anyway, know yourself, love yourself. Be at peace with yourself. And remember, above all else, above anything else, the reason we came here was to be in joy and generate joy. because you can study, you can do anything you want to do, and everything will expand your consciousness in parts and pieces or in bits at a time. But the biggest thing that expands your consciousness is being around people who you love, who you feel at home with, who you feel you're completely and totally yourself with. It's so important for us. The only reason we came here was to be in joy, because when we are in joy, there's so much love and so much radiance and so much authenticity that comes out of our field that we change everything, the people, the animals, the trees. We change absolutely everything around us when we're in our highest version of joy. People who are making weird comments, the only thing I can say to you, and I've said this before, whatever you're projecting onto the screen or typing out there, you're speaking to yourself, not me, okay? I don't know you, I've never seen your name on this channel, and I have no idea what your karmic reference is to, but alright, it's getting very dark. We can barely see me anymore. Thank you so much for being here. Much love. Bye.